Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. This morning's topic, don't skip the process of building healthy relationships. Healthy relationships are like good houses. The houses that tend to stand in the storms are the ones that are built on strong foundations. Respectfully, I would argue the same thing is true for healthy relationships, good, healthy relationships, whether we're talking about dating relationships, marriage relationships, or good friendships. Whatever we're talking about, the same four ingredients and the same process is necessary if those friendships, like the good house, is going to stand through the storms of life. So when you're connecting with people and you're making ties, you got to determine, are those ties worth the investment of building the strong foundation of whatever that relationship is going to be? Because you can build it, but if it's not built on a strong foundation, it won't be healthy, which means when things start to attack people or circumstances or things around that relationship, it's much easier for the relationship to crumble. The first thing that has to be present in building healthy relationships is communication. What does that mean? It means being open, being honest, and being transparent. It doesn't mean telling everybody everything right off the bat. That's not what that means. But it does mean establishing up front that honesty, and honesty is not using that platform to tell people off because you just was being honest. It's about how you communicate, creating a method where both people can both speak and both people can be heard. So that means in that communication, you're establishing listening and sharing. Both are important if the relationship is going to get off to a good start and if it's going to have a strong foundation. You've got to know how to communicate openly and honestly. Second step, recognizing that part of the process is taking time to build trust. I'm coaching a young person who's in high school, and right now she's going through a little devastation because she struck up a friendship with someone. It hasn't been long, and unfortunately this person wasn't trustworthy and betrayed her, and now some information is out there that should not be out there. And she's like, Miss T, I felt like immediately like we had known each other all of our lives, and so I shared some things that I probably shouldn't have shared. And I said to her, the fact is you haven't known each other all of your lives. You just really met this person not long ago, and you treated temporary like it was permanent. You gave permanent status to something that was temporary. And so you got to understand that building trust and building strong relationships, it takes time. I tell people, I got to see you in seasons. And I'm not just talking about winter, spring, summer, and fall. I got to see you in highs. I got to see you in lows, yours and mine. I need to know how you respond when you're going through the valley. I need to know how you respond when you're on top of the world. I need to know how you respond when I'm in those seasons of life as well. I like to see people in seasons. And so what I do is I trust you a little, but I don't trust anybody a whole lot in short periods of time because it takes time. I said to her, and I'll say to you, real friendships are a marathon, not a sprint. Because you got to build up the pace. It's the 400 meter, not the 100 meter, is what real friendships are. And building trust takes time. That's why we're calling this building healthy relationships, like we build a house. And so it's really, really important. Good morning, Fee. It's really important that we understand the difference. Real friendships are a marathon. We see each other in seasons. You pass the baton to me at the 200. I keep running. I pass it back to you at the 300. You keep running. Can I trust you with the things that I've entrusted to you? The next thing, people literally ditch friendships because conflict shows up. Can I tell you, in every relationship, conflict is normal? I'm not talking about unhealthy conflict where folks are fighting and throwing bows. And I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about we're not always going to agree. My sister is my BFF. We don't agree on everything. But what we do agree on is that we love each other enough to resolve the conflict in healthy ways. We find strategies for working through whatever the conflict is to get us back to our normal, whatever that means, our normal. But conflict is normal in every single relationship. People in marriages have conflict. Teachers and students have conflict. Bosses and employees have conflict. Conflict is inevitable in relationships. But if you're building healthy relationships, the key is figuring out how to resolve those conflicts in ways that don't cause further destruction and help in the healing process. And so sometimes you just got to stop and you got to go, okay, I'm going to take a step back. We're going to figure this out. But in building healthy relationships, you got to recognize that it's normal. And finally, mutual respect is a must. My favorite song that I sing the lyric from all the time is "Tell Me Who I Have to Be to Gain Some Reciprocity." Lauryn Hill. That's my line. Tell me who I have to be to gain some reciprocity. If I'm always giving, I'm a Libra. This scale is unbalanced. No, I don't really practice the signs, but if I did, I'm a Libra. The scales are unbalanced for me. I'm not saying it always has to be here, but I can't always be the person who's giving and you're always the person who's taking. I can't always be the person who is the bigger person and accepts your garbage that you only heap on me because you know that you can. There are people in the world who heap on you because they know you're not going anywhere. I'm not that person anymore. This season of life, sweetie, when you keep treating me like a dumpster, at some point I'll overflow and negativity starts to come out. So in order to avoid that, if I can't get mutual respect, I simply shut down the dumpster and tell you, you need to go to the landfill because this dumpster is no longer open. Mutual respect is essential in healthy relationships. So don't skip the process of building healthy relationships. Communication is key. Trust takes time. Conflict is normal. And respect has to be mutual. I'm the Amazing T Street. There's absolutely, positively nothing amazing in me. Katina, girl, I know that's why our brains are always in symmetry. And why we always connect. There's absolutely, positively nothing amazing in me that's not in each and every one of you. Take the time, like you would build a strong house on a strong foundation, build your healthy relationships on strong foundations. Have an amazing day. Love you, Fee. Love you, Katina.